Hey, previously on Saga.
Our influencers finally figured it out. With the maid behind bars, they take a much-needed break. While hanging at the pool, Dante caught some suspicious behavior from Anton. Patricia had a heart-to-heart with Chase, and Bai hit on the girl of her dreams. After that, they went to investigate Anton's room, only to find a strange creature and the missing Lafreak. After a short battle, they discovered Anton's evil plan to take over people's minds. Anton started an earthquake, and our heroes raced to get everyone out. But Dante was crushed by the falling building. Is Dante okay? Let's find out.
Dante, everything is blurry. You can't quite get a focus on it. You don't know what's going on or where you are. And things start to get clearer. And as they are, you find yourself back in a time when you were young, very young, 25 years old. And you are sitting at a table, and in front of you is a spell book that you don't fully know how to read. And you start to hear your dad, Hey, pay attention.
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Identify spell is one of the most important ones because it teaches you how other people are using their magic. So it's very simple. I just need you to give it another try.
Yes, sir. And, I like to imagine Dante just kind of, waves his hand with no, rhyme or reason, just kind of, yeah.
No, your form is all messed up. Pay attention when he kind of holds his hands out, and his hands flow around the object, and you start to see these sort of glowing lights kind of leaving an after image of his fingers. And he touches this sort of pearl-like ball that's in front of you. And then it glows for a second. And then his eyes glow for a second. And then he kind of goes back to normal. And he goes, now give it a try.
Okay. Dante starts trying to mimic his dad's movement.
Give me... This is a weird one. Give me an Arcana check.
I mean, I got a 19.
So your hands do, to your credit, leave a slight afterimage. It's nowhere near as bright as your dad's. Mm-hmm. And you can't see this, but your eyes do glow ever so slightly. You now, as an adult, would know that your eyes completely go blank when this happens, but you do still see a little bit of the world. And you hear, oh, you fucking got it. God, so good job. And you see that your dad, because not everything's gone, isn't talking. And you don't hear him in your ears. You hear it in your mind. And you go, oh, you fucking got it. Anyway, what are you trying to figure out this pearl?
Yes, this little pearl.
Oh, it's a simple object. Listen, you give it a tap, you say the command word, it summons a possum. It's that simple, all right? Gosh, you couldn't have figured that out on your own, maybe?
Think about it. What's the command word, then?
You would listen. That's set by the owner.
Who owns it?
I don't know everything. What do you think I am? Some sort of omniscience spell?
I thought that's what identify was. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, identify, man.
You go back to normal, and you see your dad go, oh, there you fucking go. And it's the exact same voice.
Oh,
and you've kind of just set in that you accidentally, because of the way your mind works, the identify spell kind of picks, you mentally project what your identify spell sounds like, and since you were so focused on what your dad was yelling at you about, you accidentally got it in your head that it sounds like your dad, and that's every time going forward for the rest of your life, when you cast Identify Spell, it's your dad sassing you and being upset at your inability to figure things out.
That's really depressing.
And you kind of get sad when you realize this as the lesson goes on. He kind of explains how that works, and you get really bummed out.
I don't tell him that it's his voice.
Yeah. You look down at the table, and things start to get blurry again.
Am I casting Identify?
It's weird. And you're definitely a few years older now. Yeah. And at least you're still young. You're maybe 40 years old. Elves are weird. And once again, you're not quite ready for the Wizarding Academy yet, but you're getting there. And he goes, you hear that again, and he goes, "What kind of wizard can't cast Mage Hand?" And he holds his hand up, and a magical hand springs forth. Dante, do you currently know how to cast Mage Hand?
Yes, I do.
Now come on, give it a try. You gotta feel the extension coming off your hand. I want you to pick up this goblet.
Dante Spider-Man's his hand, like putting the fingers back, like, all right, go.
No, your brother is 15 years... Dingin, come in here.
Yeah, Dad?
Mage hand that goblet right now.
All right.
And he holds his hand up, and you don't even see the hand like your father has. You just see the goblet lift up. And he goes, "Look at him, he's a goddamn pro. I expect better from you. You know how bad it looks on me when you can't cast Mage Hand?"
Dante just, whips his head up and casts Mage Hand and brings the book right to him and walks away.
You start to storm away, and once again, things kind of go blurry. And as they get focused in, you're no longer at home. You're just walking down the street. It's cold. It's rainy. You don't have an umbrella. You're kind of walking near port, so you're not in your normal neighborhood. You're walking, and you're just full of frustration. And you make it to one of the local piers. There's lots of these. This is a ship town. And you just kind of sit down with your feet in the water a little bit, moping. And walking nearby, you see a high elf, which is also weird for this area. It's mostly an area of sea elves near the port. And she also seems to be a little frustrated. And she sits down, not right next to you, but somewhat close to you.
Coming to think?
Yeah, I guess so.
Seems like the spot to be doing that.
And the right day.
I mean, it's... Alright, Dante just tries to, relax, he wiggles his shoulders very obnoxiously first. And he's like, yeah, Are you normally from around here?
I got kind of lost walking around.
I seem to... About what?
Oh, just things,
Yeah.
Family and magic and stuff.
Me? Fucking too.
And you kind of look in the water, and you see your own reflection in it, and things get blurry for just a second, and you're no longer in the rain and the water. Instead, you are looking yourself in the mirror, and you are in your wizard robes. It's a good 25 years later. You're about 75 years old. You're getting close to adulthood, and you are getting ready for what is probably the most important day of your life. When you are 75 years old in Pedum, the students at the Wizarding Academy pick their school of magic that they are going to specialize in. And you spend the next 25 years studying that to be ready to take on the world. And you are there, and so is this woman who you eventually find out is named Janine. And you are both getting ready for class.
It's a big day.
So you've really decided on what you're going for?
Yeah. Divinity stuff,
Yeah, no,
it's easy. It's useful.
It's practical, yeah.
Yeah. Have you figured it out yet?
I'm sticking with necromancy. It's fascinating.
Yeah, you can call it that, I guess.
Look, I know people think it's fucked up. I know people think it's wrong, but it's just...
Dante, listen. It's dead bodies.
It's souls. It's working with life. It's the essence that makes everyone who they are.
It just makes me really uncomfortable, they died and you're bringing them back.
And giving them a second chance, hearing what happened.
I mean, I guess, if it makes you happy.
It does.
You guys kind of lock eye contact, your hands dangling below you, and suddenly you're not in your house getting ready for class. You are instead in class right before you guys head out for the big moment, and you guys are looking at each other from across the room, like kind of giving each other the thumbs up, like we're gonna do great. And you see your dad at the front of the class. He goes to every classroom, every homeroom to explain this process. And he goes, "Okay, everybody. This is a big moment in every wizarding student's life. You must pick from the schools of magic, the 8 primary schools of magic we teach here. And you will be studying that for the next 25 years. So choose wisely. We have 8 to choose from. Abjuration, the magic of protecting others. Conjuration, teleportation, summoning, collecting things from other places. Divination, and we see Janine smile. The act of gazing into what is not yet known. Enchantment, bolstering what we have available to us. Evocation, the manipulation of energy to create something from nothing. Illusion, the act of showing people what is not truly there. We do offer necromancy here in the annex. And lastly, my personal favorite, transmutation, the act of taking one thing and changing it to another. That's what I picked when I was your age, but I want you all to think about it long and think about it hard. And it's later that day. You guys are in this giant assembly hall, and as you guys kind of see at the front, there are basically these 8 goblets that each have a symbol for each of the schools of magic on them, and they all have water in them. And then there is a little vial next to, on a table next to these, and they're calling out names. And for example, they call out Janine Alabare, and you see Janine walk up, and she takes the bottle and she dips a little bit of the liquid in her hand. She closes her hand, and her hand starts to glow a slight reddish color. And she holds her hand over the goblet that has the symbol for divination, a single eye as an insignia. She opens it, and the droplet drops, no longer the light blue color it was, but instead a red. As it hits the water glows a bright white color as it ripples. And for a moment, as the water glows, you see what looks like a cloud almost envelop Janine for a moment, and for just a second you see what appears to be a spiritual third eye open up on her forehead, and then it fades away, and she shakes the hand of your father, and then she goes back to the stands. They call several other people, and then finally Dante Crow, and you walk up there and you dip your hand in the liquid. You close your hand, and it glows a bright red.
Dante is holding the droplet in his hand, and he gazes over at his girlfriend, who he knows is very skeptical and concerned of his choice in necromancy, and looks at his father, who he blatantly knows will be furious. He walks over to the goblet of necromancy.
On the necromancy goblet, there is a insignia of a skull on it.
He walks up to it and makes full eye contact with his dad as he just puts the droplet in that one for necromancy.
As the red drop hits the goblet, it turns a black, and this black smoke envelops you, and everyone in the room can see the outline of your own skeleton, but also of your heart through your skin. And it fades back to normal. And you walk over to your dad, and he smiles and he holds his hand out, and he takes your hand in his and he shakes it, and he leans in, and he says, "You and me are talking about this tonight."
I smile, I nod, and I just walk away.
As you walk away, you kind of feel this sudden relief, but also new fear, and things get blurry again. You are outside, and you are afraid to go home. So you go to the one place you feel comfortable to think. The pier.
Yep.
And you sit there for a long time. It starts to rain. And then you see Janine walking up.
Hey, what a fucking crazy day.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Big-
no, that
big
was
day.
awesome. I got to see, like, your third eye and shit. That was fucking crazy cool.
Yeah, I finally feel like I'm heading in a direction, something that I really want.
I do too. God, this is next 25 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not that long in
It-
comparison, I guess.
I'm so excited to, like, really start practicing necromancy. I can't wait. Like, I wonder what I'm gonna learn first, what I'm gonna do. Like,
Yeah, I'm really happy for you.
I'm happy.
Listen,
What?
Dante,
Yeah?
I don't think I can do this.
Do what? I know it's raining. Do you want to, like, head inside? Like, go grab a bite to eat, maybe?
No, I think this is the right spot.
For what?
Dante, I don't think that I can stay with you if you're gonna resurrect the dead.
I mean, there's more to necromancy than just that.
Yeah, but that's kind of the deal breaker.
I don't want to hold you back. If this is, I'm not. I love you. I'm not gonna fight you.
I hope that you get to do what you've always wanted to do.
And Janine stands up, and she walks away.
So Dante just, after that, just crying, knowing that now I have to go home and deal with my father. He takes the long way home, walking on a beach, when he finds just a random shell. It's black with dark green wrapping in it and everything, and he thinks about how badly he just wants to friend right now more than anything, and he pulls out his spell book and he kind of takes a look at things and realizes that necromancers learn a spell for conjuring a friend of any sort, no matter if it's just maybe a little small snail. And he puts the shell in his pocket before going home.
So, you're standing outside the door to your house, and you know that you're about to get the most intense lecture of your life.
Yep.
Dante, you grab the door,
Yeah.
and the moment you open the door, you hear a slight creak in the door. And you hear, "Dante, is that you?
Yep, I'm home.
Get your ass in here right now."
Good luck, loser.
Yeah, fuck off. And Dante walks into what I assume is like his father's office is where we're going.
Yes, he has a little study.
Yeah.
What did you think you were doing today?
Look, magic is nothing more than an extension of who you are. You've taught me that better than anyone. This is what I feel like I'm going to be good at. This is what I have a passion in. Magic is nothing unless you're fucking in it.
You have ruined me. And he kind of throws out a newspaper. And it says, like, Headmaster's son wants to revive the dead, with a bunch of question marks. There's a picture of you with the bones, like, outlined right over the... Think of what the council will think when they find out my son is studying necromancy.
Think of what the council would think when they realize that you are a shitty fucking father. didn't give a shit about anything I did as long as I was good impressing you. Do you think of what they would think when they find out you're just a horrible elf and a horrible fucking parent?
He looks to you. He looks down at the newspaper. And he looks to you again. And he says, "Get out."
And Dante leaves. He tears in his eyes. He smiles at his little brother because he doesn't know if Dante doesn't know if he's coming home, and he fully leaves the house.
Dante, you start instinctually walking back to your normal spot, and you get close enough to the pier that you see the spot you normally sit at, and you pause, and you sigh, and you walk away. You just keep going. You don't know where to or anything. And eventually, you give up and you just sit down in a sidewalk alleyway. And you start crying. You hear someone in a cart clopping along, and you look over and you see the cart stop. And on the side of it, you see painted WOOD, the Wood Network. And you see the door open, and what steps out is a red tiefling with horns that slick back like hair, which matches his slicked back hair. He is in a full suit, minus the blazer. And he goes, "Hey, bud, what are you doing?"
I don't know.
"You look a little lost. Are you okay?"
I should be okay. But
He pauses, and he kind of looks you up and down. And he looks at the newspaper he has with him. And he closes it back up. And he goes, "Hey, you look like you can use a break. Why don't you come with me, huh?"
You know what? Yeah.
And he holds his hand out to help you up. And he goes, "The name's Axel, by the way."
Dante, but you probably know that from the paper.
Yeah, I was gonna try to be coy about that, but
Hey.
and you're kind of in the cart for a while, and he tries to talk to you a few times, and you kind of give the same type of answers you're giving now, which don't really give much info. And he takes you all the way to the Wood Station radio headquarters. And as you guys start to walk in, Axel kind of points to an assistant, and he goes, "Hey, can you get my friend a drink? Hot cocoa? You like cocoa? It's a little cold outside. You want some cocoa?"
Coffee, if you have it, please.
"Oh, that's my kind of guy." Two of the regulars.
Dante's finally, like, easing up a bit. He's, like,
Yeah.
shoulders are relaxed. He's breathing normal, like...
You guys find yourself in an office. And in the office, you see a room attached to it with a glass window. And you can see inside there's a bunch of soundproofing, a table with 4 mics at different seats. Eventually someone brings in 2 mugs, and on the side of them they say Smiling Oryx Coffee Roasters. And he goes, "It's a sponsor thing. They just, you take a sip. Can I get a Constitution saving throw?
Oh, God, okay. I got a 4.
This is the strongest coffee you ever drank.
Dante he gets, like, the jitteriness, and I just, wow, that's amazing coffee. Can I go in there?
Oh, and he kind of looks to his pocket watch, and he goes, "Oh, yeah, why don't we both?" And,
we can?
Yeah. You go into the room, and he closes the door behind him, and he sits down at the table, and next to each mic there's a pair of headphones, and he puts his on, and he points to any of the chairs, and he goes, "Take a seat, man."
Yeah, and Dante puts on his headphones, like just the headphones that are by that chair.
You see a elven lady come in, and she's standing next to the glass window, and he goes, "Sandra, can you turn on mic 3, please? Thank you." And all of a sudden, you hear a voice in the headphone go, "All right, we're on in 5, 4,
Axel, we're going on?
2.
What?
Hey, you're listening to Axel in the Afternoon, coming at the top of the 5 o'clock hour here. I am joined with the coolest student I've ever met. I am joined with I'm sure you've heard of him, Dante Crow. Why don't you introduce yourself, Dante?
Yes, you're joined here by Dante Crow. It's the first time being in the radio station, but I actually love this way more than I thought I would.
Oh yeah, it comes naturally, let me tell you.
It really does.
I have to tell you, I was looking at kind of all the results for the students today, and it looks like you were the only one who signed up for necromancy. And
Yep,
that makes, listen, and he looks at you and he goes, that's a dying art, let me tell you. I remember when I picked my school, and at that time, there was only 3 other necromancers than me.
You studied necromancy?
Oh yeah, and there's just so much cool stuff you can do with it, like... And as he whistles, there is a little compartment inside the soundproofing that opens up, and through it flies an owl that is just a skeleton. And he goes, this is my boy here. And he gives him a little scratch on the side of his bony face. And you know what they say, gone too soon, so I gave him a second chance, and I've had him for years now.
Dante is fully crying. Dante is fully crying. I'm just like, that is all I want to do.
All right, well, we're going to take it to a commercial break now. And they say cut. They go, quick 5. And he goes, oh, wow, you're a natural, kid.
Can I get a job?
He kind of looks at you. He looks to Sandra, and Sandra just kind of shrugs a little bit. And he goes, how do you feel about getting coffee and cleaning tables?
You know what? I feel like I'd be fucking good at that job.
So you smile and he smiles at you, and things kind of get blurry. And you are in the cart again. And he goes, so where do we need to take you? Where's home?
I just kind of look at Axel. I'm like, it's only a couple of blocks right up the street. I just walk down here all the time, so it's not that far.
Roll a deception.
Ooh, God. Deception. Do I have good deception? I think so. I got a 13.
He looks at you for a little bit. And he kind of goes... hey, Judas, can you take me 4 blocks down the road? You know the place.
Yeah, no, of course, right away, sir.
You come several blocks down, and it is this very, very nice hotel. And he kind of, Axel reaches into one of his, bags he has next to his stuff. And he goes, I know I got a promotional thing, and he finds a little gift card for the hotel. And he goes, 3 nights for you to work out whatever's going on. But better see you tomorrow after school, okay?
You don't... Why are you being so nice to me?
I know what it feels like to be down on your luck. And for people to hate you for who you are.
I give him a hug.
Smiles.
I give him I don't let go.
Oh, we met today, bud. But he pats you on the back.
I just text my little brother, and I'm just like, if you need me, I'm at the hotel.
Whatever, loser.
We flash forward to 23 years later. We're on the cusp of elven adulthood. And you are at your job organizing the desk of Axel after he left just giant piles of paperwork that he gets around to, but he very rarely actually works on.
It's like a 1 day a month. It's all he does. It's just, shit, I gotta take care of all this.
And Axel, he looks a lot worse for wear. He's got dark circles under his eyes. His hair is all messy. He kind of coughs every few minutes. Man. Hey, how's going school? I heard you're graduating soon.
Yeah, it's going awesome. I love it.
Hey,
Do you need water or something?
no, I'm fine. Can you get the owl a skeleton mouse and get him fed? But after that, I think I'm gonna go home. Can you host the show tonight? Are
you sure? I'm sure there are other people here that they've been.
Dante, I want you to host the show tonight.
I hug him. Like at this point, like I'm always hugging.
And he hugs you, and he hugs you a little tighter than normal. And he goes, "Hey, always believe in who you are."
Yes,
Dante,
sir. Yeah.
You step into the booth, and you hear the countdown, and you see Axel walking away. And that is the last time you ever saw Axel. His funeral was 2 weeks later. He'd been fighting a disease for a long time, one we don't even know what is. And you mourn him for a long time. But you were always taught, by Axel that is, that the show must go on. And that is how you got your show, The Crow's Nest. And you are looking at yourself in like the mirror as you're kind of getting your desk organized nowadays. And all of a sudden, you're no longer looking through your own eyes at a mirror, but instead you are looking at constellations in the sky that are moving around to your actions, and they kind of set in place and stop moving, and you aren't anywhere else. You are on a mountaintop. It's clearly night, but there's a full moon in the sky, and you hear, "Wow, looks like you've been through a lot." Listen, I know it's rough that I'm doing a mid-break right here in a very dramatic moment, but there really wasn't a better choice for me to do it, so hey, it's Calvin, and welcome to the Lo-Fi Mid-Break. Guys, if you've been enjoying the show so far and you want to support us, there are several big ways you can do that. First things first, just tell a friend about the show. You have no idea how much just telling someone about the show, see if they might like it, see if they might not, goes so far, because then if they tell someone, if they like the show, then it just keeps growing like that. Now, a never-ending network of listeners. Another thing you can do is you can leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. That is what gets us recommended when people are listening to other podcasts, or what gets us up in suggested feeds if we got lots of 5-star reviews. If you leave a 5-star review, there's a chance I will read it here on the podcast. So please, if you just have a second and you want to go on iTunes, that helps us so much. Another thing you can do is you can subscribe to our Patreon. And I know it's always weird when podcasters ask for money, but at least hear me out here. Even if you're supporting $1, that's one less dollar that I have to spend out of pocket to pay for our delightful narrator, Ellie Collins. She's not like driving me like up high prices or anything, but still, that's one less dollar I have to pay on our hosting fees. That's one more dollar I can put towards buying better quality equipment, preparing merch and what have you. And besides, with $1, you're still getting a decent chunk. You get the option to submit names of places for the show, of names of people for the show, and magic items for the show. You're getting a private Discord where you can talk to the cast and other fans of the show. And you're just getting some stuff I threw out. Like this week alone, I threw out an outtake in which Goon and I were making a song about cheese. I also threw in a cut of Goon just stuttering through the entire alphabet. So, like, for $1, I promise I'm doing my best to make this as worth it as possible for every tier. And if you want to help more, just go ahead and look at those tiers, find something that works for you, okay? And of course, I can't talk about Patreon without bringing up the one, the only, at this particular second, Runestone Celebrity. Runestone Celebrities are $50 and up patrons, and they help us in so much. And our $50 patron is Grisney. Grisney's a wonderful person, and he has been supporting the show already. It's done so much to help. I've recouped a lot of the costs I paid just trying to get the show started with that money alone. So thank you so much. Guys, if you've been enjoying us and you want to hear more from us, you can check us all out on other social medias. I am Kelvin, your DM. I am the Noodle Doodler most places. You can find Zoe Curzan, who plays Bysum, on social media under the name Trazzy, Trazhie. You can find Bradley Jenkins, the player for Dante Crow, most places under the name Dadley J. Jenkins. And you can find Noah Allen, the player of Chase and Nosh, under the name Goon Daddy. Thank you to our lovely narrator, Ellie Collins, and our fantastic show artist, Artemu. You can find them on social media under Lea Collins and Artemu, Artommu. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy the rest of the show, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. You see what appears to be Axel, and he's holding onto your hand. And it doesn't feel weird like that might feel. You feel oddly comforted by this. And you kind of look around, and there is a giant hole in your chest. It looks like someone dropped a building on your chest, to be specific. And he goes, "Oh, don't worry, that'll be fixed once you get there."
Get where?
And he looks over to you, and he smiles, and he goes, "You're dead. Don't worry, don't panic. I'm here for you."
No, Death isn't scary. I studied it for so many years now. I know it's not scary, it's just... Axel, I don't think I'm ready.
Oh, I'm sorry for the confusion. I'm not Axel. I pick a form that I think will comfort people.
Oh.
Axel's there, though. You can go see Axel again. And he smiles. And this person gestures. This kind of looks like Axel, but they are wearing sort of this darker cloak, which is surprising because Axel wore a dark cloak.
Yeah.
And beside them is a pocket watch on the ground that is very slowly ticking. And he kind of gestures outward. And he goes, and he points, and you see off in the distance, in one of these valleys that you couldn't really see into before, it was so dark. You see it light up, and there you see these sort of, you see different strange, you see like dead tree stumps that living smaller trees are growing out of. You see a bunch of people smiling and talking to each other in the distance. You see some appear to be more corporeal than others. And you, most importantly, you see Axel walking down the road in this distant valley. And it's hard to tell from this far away, but you swear he looks to you and smiles. He turns his hand and he gestures over to this other place, and it kind of looks like a wizard's paradise. The streets are filled with these towers. There's a swirling, multicolored galaxy swirling above them. And then he kind of quickly gestures past this kind of barren wasteland that's like engulfed in flames. There's a river of lava. You see people driving around on like these weird cars, which you don't really know what are. These weird machines that are kind of like motorized carts. Then he gestures over to, at the end of these valleys, there is a pier that leads off into seemingly no end. And he goes, it's time to pick where you want to go. We have Grimold over there. It's the god of death's home. You've more than earned your place. And then he points over to the next, to the magical swirly place. And he goes, there's Arcalis, the plane of magic. It's part of who you are. He points next to this flaming place and he goes, and there's always hell.
I didn't know I got to choose to be there or not. I thought I just kind of wound up there.
It's an option. You could fight demons and stuff. It's pretty fun, I've been told. Oh. It's not my thing though.
Haven't been. Been on vacation there.
Yeah. He points to the pier, and if you want, this can be it. Basically, he's giving the
just
option
dead.
to cease to exist.
Yeah,
just cease to exist. You can stay here if you feel you have business. And he kind of smiles. And we're going to cut back to the real world for a minute. You guys specifically watched the building fall on Dante. And I don't know how that made Bai feel. So I need you to tell me.
Bai is panicking. Already crying. Panicking.
It's been a few hours, and through the help of James, who appears to be somewhat of a talented druid of some kind, he is able to help push boulders around, and they're looking for people. I did roll for all of the characters you've met so far, other than the ones who escaped without you already, like the bad guys. And unfortunately, the only person who did not pass the roll
Don't say Patricia.
was the butler.
Okay.
Not Patricia.
Okay.
Was the butler. So
Really?
as you're searching through these rubble, the butler is there, and he is dead. And you all kind of look at it for a moment, and you sigh. And finally, you find Dante, and Dante has this giant hole in his chest where a piece of the building cut right through. And you all kind of pause for a second and accept the fact that Dante has died. But then Amor steps forward, and she lets out a little concerned goat noise. She steps forward. She starts rubbing her head against Dante, kind of nudging at him. And eventually she gets under his arm and hand and walks across it, making Dante pet her.
Amor.
And she does this for a few times. And Amor, you swear the heart on her horn, like her heart-shaped horns, glow a little bit. And Dante, we're back in the world of the dead. Ugh. And you start to see your chest is weirdly like closing up and healing. And Axel smiles, and he goes, "Or not." And he gestures beyond the pier, and you see the toppled RuneCon Convention Center, and you see Bai and Chase staring. James is there, Patricia's there, and you see that Amor is basically forcing you to pet her. And you also in real world see his chest starting to close up. And Axel looks to you and he goes, "You can go back if you want."
I'm gonna pick go back.
And
what kind of necromancer would I be if I haven't died once or twice?
He smiles and he goes, "Don't worry." And he goes, "The name's Kessa, by the way. Until we meet again." And he holds his hand out for a shake.
I hand him a business card.
And he looks to it and he smiles and he goes, "If I see you again." And you stand up and you start walking down into the valley. And as you do, things get brighter and brighter and brighter until it is pure white. And then you feel the most pain you've ever felt. It feels like your chest collapsed in on itself. And as things kind of get back to normal, you are back in the land of the living.
Dante just starts crying again. Dante, you fucking died. Yeah, pretty much. How it pretty much goes is just like, "Oh, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit." And yeah, Dante pretty much probably hugs the goat and keeps crying.
And Patricia goes, he needs CPR!
No, please, no.
And she stops and she goes, oh, never mind, he's alive.
I hug Patricia.
And she goes, oh, there, pumpkin. And she hugs you back and she pats you on the back a little bit.
And then I immediately turn to Bison and like I reach out my arms for a hug.
Bison just like runs and is like, I.
And then, all right, so like while I have one arm around, I look at Chase and Nosh, and I'm just like, come on, I died.
You get 2 awkward thumbs from Chase. And then, inexplicably, his mouth starts salivating because of fresh holes. I'm sorry, it's nauseous salivation.
I do not judge you for Nosh's.
So, real quick, before I forget, Amor now has a unique ability where once per day, you can spend a bonus action to pet Amor, and when you do so, you can roll up to half your hit dice. Essentially, it's the healing surge ability, optional healing surge ability.
Aw.
That's amazing.
Goat love.
No, that's the ability name now. It's Goat Love.
It's goat love.
It should be called Horny Love, because that's the name
Oh,
of the...
Horny Love.
Ooh.
Yeah, so once a day, you can spend your bonus action to pet Amor and activate Horny Love.
Dante got his fields out, and now Dante is just pissed. Dante is raging mad.
Oh my god, I thought you died.
James is tapping his toes and like checking his watch, and he goes, take your time, however long you need.
Wait, you died?
I think I died. I saw my life. I saw only the shitty parts of my life besides Axel, my old
sucks.
boss. Yeah, no, I experienced a lot of bad shit. And then they asked me where I wanted to go. Hell's an option. Did you guys know you can just choose to go to hell?
Oh yeah!
I know
I
where
chose
I'm
hell.
going now.
I don't know if I want to go down there or not.
I love the idea that Nosh was a demon, died, and then became a devil. Twice removed. Then went to hell and became a devil.
He was a demon, died, chose to go to hell, became a devil, and then for some process he became a demon again.
The degrees of separation required.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so James is annoyed?
He's waiting. He's
Oh,
waiting.
he's waiting.
Oh, Kendra's here too, and she goes, oh. And she you see her tearing up a story she was writing.
Okay.
Sorry,
I hug Kendra.
I thought you died, so I had to... Oh! Well, okay.
I don't know. I hug Kendra and I kind of like whisper in her ear. I was like, Axel's doing all right. Because she works at the radio station. Like, she would know him.
She smiles. Everyone loved Axel.
Oh, yeah.
She would have barely known Axel because it's been a
Yeah.
good, 10 years, and she's a cat folk, so she doesn't get to be that old, but... James goes, Are you guys done? I don't want to get in the way of this, but we kind of have important matters.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we do.
Yeah, I should say so.
So it would appear that my brother
He's evil.
has started... Yeah, well, yeah,
He's a
I've
villain.
noticed that too. Yeah, well, maybe. It would
He's
seem
almost
that way,
like
yes.
the big baddie.
We can all say what my brother is. Let me get to my point.
All right, tell us about your brother.
I think he is starting to launch a war effort. Did you hear the things he said? We're going to take over.
Yeah.
We're going to prove that we're the superior.
Yeah, that's what villains
It's
do.
kind of some Nazi shit, right? No, sorry, that wasn't
It's kind of Nazi shit.
We're canonizing Nazis?
Nazis in this world are like a tribe from the islands where the bear folk are, and they're just these there's like ducks that really hate all of the other races, and they're awful, and they
Racists.
They're just racist.
yeah they're
like a Nazi.
They're Nazis. They're Nazis, but it's horrible, and now it's canon. Yes, this is Nazi shit. That's what I'm saying. We need to get a leg up as soon as possible because he has all of the money, all of the technology, and I have, and he kind of looks at Patricia, a really good warrior, a cat person, 2 swords people, and 3 other people.
We solved the murder mystery, so we should be higher on that list.
We're detectives.
Oh, and detectives. And he doesn't put the air quotes up, but you can hear the air quotes. Actually, Bi might not. And he goes, I think we need to get word out as soon as possible. I think we need to send some people out to Minotaur, which is the capital of this world, of this realm, to get the information out as soon as possible.
Here, take the feed that I recorded. I was live streaming during the thing.
I was really hoping you guys would go. I don't have access to my normal funds, and he holds up his runestone, which you haven't seen him use until now. And he kind of holds it out, and you can see that he is locked out of a bank account.
They took all your money.
I will use the funds that are left in my person, and he kind of reaches around in his bag, and he pulls out a coin purse with about 5,000 platinum in it. And he goes, I will use what funds are available to me to set up an operation. I will contact you so no one risks interfering and finding out the location. Just please go to Minotaur, and we will try to get the people on our side. But unfortunately, I don't think this is exactly the party we need to save the world. And I hate to say this, but to get the power we need, I think you guys have to get famous.
Let's get famous.
Let's
It's
go.
the fastest way we can train you up for a war effort that seems to be starting now. So, and you guys, who here, how did you all get to RuneCon transportation-wise?
Combination warp pad and train.
Yeah, I was gonna say like boat and train.
I assumed Bison just hitchhiked.
So, it sounds like none of you have a direct way to get to... So you guys start... You guys are gonna have to walk to Minotaur. I will let you... And this hurts because I know which one you're gonna say. Take one of 3 sets of people with you. You can take Kitsuna and Katarina. You can take Kendra. Or you can take Patricia.
Patricia.
We need Patricia.
I look at James and I said, all right, we need some backup with us. We need someone who can hold their own, someone who's nice.
Someone who can get in contact with you instantly.
Someone, yeah.
That's me!
Patricia, do you want to come with us?
I would love to! And he goes, no, Patricia, I need you to... Nope, I'm going! And he goes, you're my employee. And she goes, sounds like you can't pay me anymore, so I'm going. And he kind of sighs, and he looks to Kitsuna and Katarina and like, you need a new job, right? I go, yeah, we do. So, and they both stand next to him and summon their swords. You take James's cart, Patricia driving, to the town of Minotaur. It's a several days journey, and you cobble together what food you could find in the dining hall rubble that wasn't mostly rubble, except for Bai, who ate whatever was available, regardless of how much sand and rock debris and rebar that was in there. And you guys travel for several days together. Is there anything you guys want to talk about on your journey?
Yeah, the first day, as soon as we leave, Bison
Yeah.
looks at him and goes,
Have an in-character moment. Go.
You can do magic? The fuck?
Amor.
Ah!
Amor. I don't have any spell slots left, I don't think.
So do it the next day.
Yeah, do it the next day.
I do it after the long rest for eating breakfast.
You fester the entire day.
I can't talk to her. I can't talk to him more yet, so I gotta wait. We'll wait.
On the first day, I mean, find familiar. That's all I got. Is like we're sitting.
So-
I'm just.
You kind of reach into your your bag, and you find the shell, and the shell does have a minor crack in it. It's not like broken, but there's a crack down the center of it.
I whisper to the shell, I'm like, we match now, buddy.
And yes, from now on, you will have a big scar on your chest. And you sit there for an hour, and you wave your hands over. You kind of drop these sparkles from your hand, and you see from your own hand, you see that sort of X-ray skeleton thing you did when you became a necromancer, and you see like a glowing line of energy kind of come out of your own hand, and all of a sudden from the shell extends a snail.
Yeah. I hold the snail up to like Bai and Chase. I'm like, this is Starling.
Starling!
I know. I knew you did nerd magic. But you could have said something about doing the only cool nerd magic.
What can it do?
Starling, he can chill.
He starts slithering along your hand by some.
Oh, he's cute though.
The mouse kind of comes out, and it looks up at you as at Chase, and then it runs over and starts sniffing the snail. Amora comes up and she sniffs for a while, and now you all three have a pet.
Besides that, I don't really have, besides just like studying my magic books, that's all I'm really doing for like the 3-day trip.
Okay, so it's the second day now, unless
Chase is just Chase is still really down on himself for not being able to do anything, especially after a rousing speech. This has been his issue.
I do want to make it clear you did hurt him. He sustained physical damage from what you did.
Yeah, he's not satisfied.
I just don't want to make it sound like this guy is literally immortal.
Right.
It's day 2, and you cast the spell, and Amora is currently sleeping, and in her like little curled up state, on top of her is the snail and the mouse also sleeping.
Okay, first things first. Amor! Hey!
And Amora jumps up, and the mouse has to like catch its footing as it falls off, and the snail is just stuck to the side of her and slithers up onto her back. And as you start to cast the spell, you hear like the animals going like, "Why did she be so rude? Listen, she's just trying her best."
Amor.
Why did she? Oh,
Amor.
Yes. Yeah, yes.
You have magic?
I don't know.
When did you learn to do this?
I just did it. I was just sad. Okay, I'm sorry.
You were
I really am.
sad? You walked up to a dead body? I mean, we've done this before, but you've never saved anybody before.
Yeah, we walk up to dead bodies all the time, but yeah.
Well, that's cool. Can you do anything else that I need to know about, or?
I can purr.
I know you can do it.
Wait, what are you asking? So I told
But
you.
I don't know, can you resurrect dead people now? Is that a thing?
So it would seem.
Okay.
Goat's a better necromancer than me.
So
The mouse kind of walks up and goes, "Hey, can you hear me?"
Yeah. Hey, I can hear animals now. I can hear animals now.
You're just squeaking and like, bah!
That's just what it sounds like.
Hey, I was just wondering, where is the wizard guy? Never learned his name.
The wizard Dante?
No, the one that used to take care of me.
La Freak? The fake wizard?
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Where'd he go?
He's a bad guy. He went with the bad guys that tried to kill Dante. And you and me.
Oh.
Yeah. But you can be our friend, if you want.
And, kind of looks over to Chase and Nosh and goes, "He has nice pockets, so."
He's really nice.
I have another question.
Uh-huh.
What is my name? I've never been able to talk to a person name before, so I just wanted to know.
Chase. Chase, what are we gonna name the mouse? Doesn't have a name.
No, I have a question actually. While Noah's
Yeah,
thinking about
I'm
this.
deliberating.
Oh, can I talk to the snail? Is that because it's an animal, right?
What can I do for you?
Hey, where did you come from?
Well, the way I remember it, I was going along a beach one day. Turns out sand's very dry. It was a bad situation for me.
So you died
Then-
too?
Yeah.
Oh,
And this fine gentleman over here picked
Dante.
up my shell. That's a wonderful name. Picked up my shell. And now here I am,
Wow.
feeling fine like aged wine that's good anytime.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Sterling.
I love how
No
chill my snail is.
problem.
Chase again lifts up his sleeve and come here. If I'm gonna name you, I'm gonna need a closer look.
And you climb up your sleeve, and then it comes out like the side of your hoodie.
Napoleon? How does Napoleon sound?
I like it because if I shorten it, it sounds like Nip.
Did he just say my name is Nip?
Napoleon Nip is short. It's a nickname.
I like Nip. I'm Nip now.
Yeah, he likes Nip.
Napoleon.
He likes Nip.
You travel the next few days with Nip the Mouse, Sterling the Snail, and Amor the Goat. You guys are heading into Minotaur, and it is a rough time in Minotaur right now. I'm going to give the briefest explanation of how the politics in this world works. So, long time ago, the world was at war. And this world is somewhat spiral-shaped, but with a giant center landmass all of the spirals are connected to. And the king of the Central Lands decided to broker peace by creating a system in which all 4 of the different cardinal directions got a space they were allowed to control almost solely. It's basically like their governors, and the Central King would rule over them, but not directly. Again, kind of like a president in this world. It's a confederacy is what this is. But think of Skyrim, how they have holds and then a High King. It's that kind of system. But what makes this system so unique, the 4 different places change leaders on a vote once a month.
Oh.
People usually stay in for more than 1 month. It's not like every month it's a different leader. But you get voted, the voting happens once a month. It's a real simple process. Like, they just hand them out at your different jobs, and you just check a name, like a school ballot. There's some more security to that or whatnot. But the Central King has several requirements that you need to have already ruled one or more of the 4 subsections for at least a year, and then the elections for the Central King happen once a year. It is that time of year right now. And so things are very hectic. There are a lot of political signs written everywhere. It's kind of got that New York Main Street vibe where there's all of those, like, except it's just like these glowing runes that say, like, vote for, this person, that person. But I need you all to make a perception check.
9.
I got a 16.
16.
Dante, you are kind of looking around and you are mesmerized by these lights. But Chase and Bai see something a lot more concerning. You see a giant sort of display made of these different runes. And on it, you see a picture of you. You see a picture of Chase, of Dante, of Amor, of Patricia, and of James. And it says, wanted for the destruction of the RuneCon Convention Center.
Welcome home.